right, welcome everyone to our 15 minutes of mastery that we do each and every day to get you some information, inspiration, motivation so that you can go out and attack the day. Welcome out to episode number 540 of our 15 minutes of mastery, live from here in Orlando, Florida, where we are taking in some days away from the office before we jump in to full-fledged work, which we're starting with today. As a matter of fact, we've been working every day, but really getting into the zone of it today with some meetings that we've got set up later on today. And then setting up the booth tomorrow. We'll be out at MHI Tuesday and Wednesday. So if you're going to be out here, come on by and see us booths 95 and 93. But today I want to talk to you about what we do on Sundays. Sundays we call Sunday Recharge, right? It's a day to really take some time and think through what worked this past week, what didn't work, what should I double down on, what needs to get adjusted so that we can keep moving the needle forward. A lot of folks get confused with thinking that you've got to win at the maximum every single day. And look, if you can, fantastic. But there will be some days that you either something didn't go right, or there's going to be a deal that you lose, or maybe you just weren't focused in that day, whatever it may be. But it's about every single day taking some actions forward in the direction that you need to go. And today I want to talk to you about something that has to do with you and how most successful people in any industry are usually the people that buck the system. They're usually the people that finally decide to say, you know what, I'm sick and tired of worrying about what anybody else thinks. I'm going to be me. I'm going to do things the way that I feel I need to get them done. I'm going to be authentic to myself, and I'm going to go out there and I'm going to crush it. And so I love this quote from this guy's a songwriter, okay, singer-songwriter from here in the U.S., Guy Picciotto, I believe is how you pronounce his last name. It says, I think there's always a call for people who are bucking the norm. And I can't agree more with that. There's always a call for people that are going against the grain, challenging the status quo. It doesn't feel right to everyone in the moment because most people want things to just go a certain way. Don't ruffle any feathers. Don't speak your mind. I find myself feeling that way sometimes, even with my own kids. Right? Think about it. They've got that free spirit. I talked to you guys about it. I think it was yesterday. How when we're children, we think in certain ways, we dream in certain ways, right? We act out. And then along the way, as we've become adults, we start thinking that everything has to be here in a certain little box, and this is how it's got to be. And so when your kids start to act a certain way or thinking a certain way or challenging different things, you may find yourself trying to correct them and put them in this box. And man, that is the last thing I want to do to my children. I actually am trying to make them uncomfortable every single day so that they go and push themselves to do more, to be more, and to be themselves, right? If they just are crazy and have this way of thinking and attitude about them that makes them uniquely them, as long as they aren't hurting themselves and aren't hurting anybody else, but if maybe they're challenging certain things, then I'm all for it. Go and do it. Because when you stop to think about it, that's usually what keeps people from reaching much higher levels of success in any sort of thing that they're doing, right? Again, like I said at the beginning, you worry about what everyone else is going to think, what everyone else is going to say. Oh, I've got to look a certain way. Oh, I've got to do these things. And you know what? You have to be you. Now, don't get this wrong, okay? Because a lot of you are going to grab onto that and say, well, this is who I am. And so, I'm just going to have this personality, this attitude that I'm going to think and say whatever I want. Look, nobody's telling you not to. However, here's what I am saying about that. What you think and say should be about making things better, not just being an asshole. All right? Let's just get that straight. And if I offend anyone by saying that, then so be it. Okay? There's a difference between being authentic you and challenging the system, challenging the norm because you want to make things better. And then there's just being an asshole. Nobody cares about that. All right. I may challenge people. I may say certain things that may get under your skin, but it's all about making you better. You know that at the end of the day, I'm challenging you because I know you can do more. I know that there is another level for you. But when you have people that are just pricks because they want to be pricks, that's a totally different story. Totally different story, right? That's not what this is about. Right now, what I'm talking to you about is how can you challenge the status quo? How can you be different than anyone else? Because right now, that is what's going to move things forward. That is what's going to stand out. That is what's going to take you to another level. And you know what's going to make you stand out? If you're out there right now in manufactured home sales, what's going to make you stand out is your ability to be a true professional consultant. Your ability to leave the old salesy salesperson gimmick and actually decide to be a professional, to operate at a different level, to always be challenging yourself. You see, and look, there's nothing glorious and there's nothing great about being a humble person that isn't even trying to do anything. Look, I'm I understand humility. Believe me, whenever I've started something new, whether it was when I made the transition from one company to go to my last company before starting manufacturing sales mastery, I had to humble myself from going from being a general manager to starting again as a sales consultant and working my way back up. Right? That is different than being humble and not trying to stand out, not trying to be different. That right there, folks, that's the game changer. Humility in the sense of, hey, understand your role right now. However, always, always, always be pushing yourself, and challenging the status quo. Because everything that has gone on up until this point, you think about it, even outside within social aspects of the world, everything that's gone over the last 10, 15, 20 years has just truly moved us in a direction that isn't good for anyone, except for those people that were making the rules. Right. And now that people are challenging them, now that people are challenging the system, challenging the status quo, and we're gaining our strength back, we're getting our freedoms back, people are freaking out, especially those people. And you would think that the people at the top would want to see each and every one of us succeed. But however, when you're challenging and you're actually accomplishing stuff, and those people that are fighting against you, those are the ones that you need to be careful with. Because there's either two reasons that they're doing that. One, they're either those people at the top that want to keep you under control, or they're the people at the bottom who don't know how to get to the top, and they're afraid because you're being different. And you need to be different. You see, by blending in, by doing the same thing that has always been done, you're going to get what you've always got. I'll say it again, if nothing changes, nothing changes. So embrace your individuality. And also embrace the fact that right now, what is needed is for you to truly operate at a high level of efficiency and effectiveness, for you to become a student of your craft, for you to truly embrace everything that has to do with professional development, personal improvement, everything that's going to turn you into the individual that most people are not. And that would be different. You guys know that I follow Andy Frisella, right? I love a lot of what he has to say. And one of the things he talks about how personal excellence is the ultimate rebellion. I love that phrase. Personal excellence is the ultimate rebellion. And it really is, because even when you think about it, I mean, we were at Magic Kingdom a couple days ago, right? And I'm walking, and as I'm walking, I see this, which was strange to me that it would even be there. Okay, but I see this empty bottle of water on the walkway, and people are just walking by it. Some people are even looking at it as I'm getting closer. You can see people looking at it, and they just keep walking, keep walking. It takes nothing to pick it up and go throw it in the recycle bin, right? To get rid of it. But everybody just keeps walking by it. And even those little things is just like I did pick it up, go put it in the recycle bin. It's you being different because most people just walk on by. Most people don't want to make an impact, and they should. I know that you may think of that, hear, listen to that. You say, come on, because you're talking about a bottle of water on the ground in a public place. Yes, I'm talking about a bottle of water on the ground in a public place. Keeping that level of personal excellence, right? I get on my kids all the time at our house. They tried to stuff their soda cans or plastic water bottles in our trash can. We've got a recycle bin right 5 feet further. The recycle bin right there. Go put that stuff in there. Because maintaining your own standards and your personal excellence matters. It's not about the recycle. Look, do I feel that my recycle bin is going to make a difference on the world, an impact on the carbon footprint of the whole world? No, but it's not about that. It's about maintaining high levels, high standards. Because anybody can take their trash and stuff it all down in one place. And that's a metaphor for what you're going to do in life, what you're going to do in business. Are you just going to just do what needs to get done, or are you going to take it to another level? Is your work going to stand out and be different than what everyone else's work looks like? Are your presentations going to be that? Or if you're in food service business, are you going to be different? Yesterday we had dinner at this really nice place out in the Villages, and the service was spectacular. You know, I when I compare that to service that we had back home in San Antonio for the birthday dinner that we had for Jackson, those things matter. The level of service that is provided, that you provide, whether you're a food server or a housing consultant or a body a technician at an auto body repair, whatever it may be, if you provide quality service, not only are you doing yourself a favor, you're ingraining that stuff in your own head, and that's the way you're going to operate from here on out. But you're also making an impact on the people. Right? Look, I notice those things. I pay attention to those things. I appreciate those things. I don't care what it is that you do. You could be the person at the lobby, but if you provide a high level of service, that matters to me. And that's different. That's different than everyone else. That's why it stands out so much. And that's why I tell you, why be normal? Why not challenge the norm? Why not challenge the status quo? Why are you so worried about what everyone else is thinking? Why is your excuse that, well, that's how everybody else does it, or it's not such a big thing? Everything is a big thing. Everything is a big thing. Pick up your trash, clean up after yourself. Do what you say you're going to do. Be intentional. Go above and beyond. Don't just do the minimum, do more. Everything that we provide as a service within our company, I'm always, man, I could be charging 100 times more than what we charge for everything that we do for our clients, above and beyond just the training. But I also see a vision for what we're going to become in 3 years, in 5 years, in 10 years, and 20 years from now. I'm not building something just for me so that me and my family can go out and travel and do nice things. I'm building something that everyone who is a part of it can live that life. I'm building something that everyone who is influenced by what we do as a company can go out and live that life. That means you, the housing consultant, the general manager, the sales manager, everyone out there. What I'm building, what we're putting out, what we're bringing to you is so that you can live that kind of life as well. And so that your buyers, the people that you're working with, can go out and have a better life. So it's not about the dollars to be able to come a few days extra before and spend some time in Orlando, have a great time and do some great things, which is fantastic. But what I'm working at right now is something that 20 years from now, we're going to look back. We're going to look back here at what's going to be 2045. And we're going to say, wow, what a damn ride. And we're only getting started, even at 20 years from now. So when I started this company, I always thought, I told my wife about this and a few select people. Look, I'm going to build a company that's going to be national. We're going to be all across the country. We're going to service all 50 states. Yes, even Hawaii. Right? We're going to be a national company. But here, 2 years into it, and really a little before the 2 year mark, screw national. We're going to be an international company. We're going to be an international company that is dedicated to personal excellence, professional excellence, an international company that is going to take people and leave them better than we found them. We're going to be an international company that is going to inspire people to do great things. We're going to be an international company that is going to make an impact in every single market that we're in and beyond. When everyone else that's been a part of it travels to somewhere else, people are going to notice that these people are different. We are going to be an international company of impact, influence, empowerment, because we're not going to be normal. So you can go out and do the same thing. You can choose not to be normal. You can choose to do great things, and you can choose to push yourself beyond your limits, because that is where greatness happens. I was at the gym this morning, and I hate working on legs. Believe me, it sucks for me. But I'm there, and as I'm working through one of the machines, and I'm like, okay, it's starting to hurt. And I'm like, okay, this is where it actually starts to work. And you keep going. And that's what we want for you. Keep going, keep pushing, keep moving along. So I got to go because I got a kid inside who wants to get out into that thing over there. He wants to go out to the pool, and he wants to go check out that boat in there. He wants to have a great time. So I got to get back in here and go make that happen. You guys go out and make some great things happen today. Plan out your week so that you can attack starting first thing in the morning tomorrow. But if there's some one way that we can help you here at Manufactured Home Sales Mastery to take your life, your business, and your career, and you've heard me say that. For those of you that have been with me since day one, I have been saying this. If you notice the order of that, it's always been your life. I want to make a positive influence in your life. And I do that through your business and your career. We make this right, you can make that right. But they all go hand in hand. They all work together. Right? So let's take your life, your business, your career to a whole new level. Have a great Sunday. Go out and do great things. We're back in here tomorrow with another 15 minutes to mastery. And until then, my friends, as always, I can't wait to meet you.